We greet you, children of the light. We would like to share our perspective on the event that is unfolding right now. Many civilizations called it the end of times, the end of the world, and indeed time as you know it is ending, and indeed the world as you know it is seeing its last days. History as you knew it is changing, for all the illusions are dissolving as it was foretold by the wise. It is the end of the cycle of endless repetition, in which you were reliving the traumas and hurts of past incarnations over and over again. But now that chapter in the great book of humanity is coming to a close. All your systems of control, may that be a governmental structure or religious institution, has risen then failed over and over again. But why did all of the great governmental and spiritual structures fail? It is for the simple fact that they were all based on lies and distortion. Fear was the main propelling force behind all structures of power, for the so-called paragons of your society didn't have the needs of the people at heart, even though they convinced the children over and over again that all they do is for the betterment of humanity. In truth, all they sought was more power for themselves. But we will not elaborate further on this subject, for many of you are well versed on this topic. They all rise then fail, but why? The only reason for their fall is that they only seek to serve themselves. So indeed the old way of things is ending, for these energetic patterns are no longer supported by the domain that you call Earth. All who have dedicated their lives to perpetuate the structures of dysfunctionality are sinking with the proverbial Titanic, and they all know it. So what is to come instead of the old reality? Thus far you have explored what limitation has to offer. So now, why don't you try something more expansive? Replace systems of control that are based on fear with structures that are based on unconditional love. Replace your lawless justice system with a structure that is based on the divine and universal law of the One. Instead of being service to self, aka being in full survival mode, rather be service to others. See and experience how gratifying it can be when you live to assist and serve the whole. This may seem as a very radical shift to some, but all the preparations have been made, and all of this has been on its way for quite some time. And as the old is crumbling under its own weight, so is the new rising, so it can step into its place. All has been set ages ago, and the plan that is unfolding right now has been approved, as you would say, before the great event that you call the flood. Now what can you do at this time to ease the shift? All of you came in as multi-dimensional experts, well versed in the art of reality alteration. You are master creators, whose speciality is transmuting dense realities. You have lived on many worlds, where you have learned and mastered the craft, and now you're working with the Planetary Liberation Group that is currently assisting Gaia in her evolutionary process. As we have stated many times, we are not here to impose change on any civilization. We are here to reflect and to reveal the truth. We do not intervene, for that would violate the law of free will. So we have chosen to incarnate as Earth humans at various stages of your Earth's history. You have taken on many of the dysfunctionality that dominated the Earth realm, and by doing so, you have earned the right to transmute it. We are your support team, making sure that you remember the goals that you have set for yourself before you came into a human body. We have made several agreements prior to your birth. One of these agreements is that we will present ourselves to you at various stages of your evolution, so we can trigger your remembrance. You are not necessarily here to learn new things, for you have already graduated. You are here to remember your training and to implement your expertise in a manner that is compatible with the local civilization. From that perspective, it can truly be a challenge, since the native cultures and their ways are truly alien to many of you. But that is the exciting part. You get to find new and creative ways to work with the dense reality, to find new ways to reach the ones that have been living in darkness for so long. You came here to assist Gaia out of pure unconditional love and devotion to all life. You may find it difficult at times to feel unconditional love for your fellow human beings, for you have experienced much dysfunctional behavior on their parts while living among them. But that is why you came in, to shine the light of true love in the face of darkness, and by that selfless act to bring true healing to this world. We communicate with you regularly. Hear our words, listen to our song. Ask for guidance, ask for assistance, and it shall be given. Aho.